Se está poniendo caliente, carnal. It's getting hot. 102 degrees, ladies and gentlemen. South Texas heat. Para toda la raza que está allá en Washington State, en Illinois, Michigan, para esas áreas. Sí, están frescos allá todavía, pero acá, carnal, no, hombre, cállate la boca. Ni el diablo quiere estar aquí en el valle con nosotros. Está muy caliente para él también. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It is Tetera Tuesday. I'm Rock and Roll James. Órale, vámonos, rezo. And we want to thank our sponsors, Dr. T's Primary Care for Men and Women. If you feel sluggish, you're tired, gain weight, no, hombre, you're looking for a primary care clinic to help improve your quality of life. No, hombre, cállate la boca. Let me tell you, summer's here and you're going to want to go to the beach. Te vas a querer quitar la camisa. Well, Dr. T's Primary Care for Men and Women, they handle your primary care needs. They'll help you lose weight, get you feeling younger and healthier again. Call them at 1-855-771-1650 or 956-441-2188. Or you can go to www.drtees.com. And you'll learn about hormone replacement therapy. That's testosterone, man. That stuff, man, gives you life again. And they do it at a therapeutic level. No pienses que te van a estar atascando chingo de testosterone. No, they check your blood, they see where you're at, and then they put it up to that therapeutic level where you just have quality in your life and you're able to, you know, te pega el libido y todo. Y hay que dar una revolcada con la baby doll otra vez. Entonces, jale, entiende la onda. They got weight loss therapy, IV vitamin infusion, and peptide therapy también. That's the fountain of youth. Check out Sir Morel, and that stuff is good. Te vas a parecer como cuando estabas en los 20s, papá. Sústame one time. Make your appointment today. Give them a call or go to drtees.com so you can set it all up. Órale, sústame one time. And we also want to thank new sponsor alert, raza. Vámonos, recio.
Yeah.
Top Floor Cars is a classic car dealership located 2404 South Chapel Hill Street. Or Chapel Hill Street. Is it Chappelle like Dave Chappelle?
I think
it's Chapel Hill Street in Brenham, Texas. Hoy no más.
Woo!
Un saludito para todos allá en Brenham, Texas. Muchas gracias. Allá nos están viendo. Miren los carritos, las troquitas. Miren nomás. You see them on the screen right there? That's what these guys do, man. They restore vehicles and they make them look super awesome. Y pues aquí tenemos by Macias. He knows all about these classic cars, man. We're going to talk to him in just a little bit. He was at a lowrider show this past weekend donde estaba Little Rob también ahí. Pues ahorita hablamos con él y con ROCKNRUDY, ladies and gentlemen. But let me tell you, they're going to be moving to a new, bigger location soon, 301 South Market Street in Brenham, Texas. And they got room for more consignments. If anyone's looking for a specific vehicle to buy or sell, contact them at 979-337-1006, okay? 979-337-1006. Mira carrito ese vato. Wow, man.
Está bruto.
Their cars have sold worldwide from Germany to Australia. You can follow them at Facebook, Top Floor Cars, YouTube, Top Floor Cars. Tienen unos YouTube videos en el YouTube channel tan con madre. We're going to be sharing some with you as we go along the summer. And on Instagram, it's at Top Floor Cars Brenham. Or you visit their website, www.topfloorcars.com, to see their current inventory. Si quieres un carrito a toda madre, un classic, pues ellos los tienen. They were originally from the Rio Grande Valley, actually. Tony Ramirez is the owner. He's from Donna, Texas. Asústame one time. Y Carlos Estrada es de Primera. His business and run with Carlos. So thank you, Top Floor Cars in Brenham, Texas. Nombre que bárbaro. Look at that little Chiron. Put it again, baby. It looks really nice. Mira, le puse unos carritos ahí en de aquellas. Top Floor Cars, classic and used. They are the ones that are sponsoring us, and we appreciate you jumping on board the hashtag PVT train, papa. Hey, let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, if you want what we just did for them and for Dr. T's, you can be on Tuesday or Thursday. Wednesdays, we're filled up. But if you want to be part of this awesome, movement that we've got on YouTube, you can call us at 956-641-3241. Give us a call or a text, and we'll contact you. We'll let you know what it takes, and then we'll be able to tell the whole world about your business or your project. Órale, sústame. So we got Jax Phoenix, man, and we've got some shirts on tonight, ladies and gentlemen. What's up, Jax? How you doing?
Hey, how's it going? Thank you for having me, Rock, once again. I'm having fun here in the chat zone, saying hi to all of the people that are joining us right now. What's up? Thank you for joining us live. Let us know where you're watching from. If you don't know how it works here at this show, I'm going to tell you a little bit of what I do here. What I do here is I take care of the chat zone. So if you jump in the chat zone, we are live right now. This is happening as we speak. So you go on the chat zone, you want to ask our tremendous guests a question, whatever you want. Let me know. If you have any comments for them, let me know, and I will relay them to them. The more you comment, the more of a chance you get for your question to be featured on the show. So comment as much as you can. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And today, I want to give a shout out to Mike Castilleja from Washington State for sending us the shirts that we're wearing today for Top Gun. And let me tell you,
we're all wearing them. Let me show.
Show all the cameras. Show the cameras.
Puro Maverick, papá.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you, Mike, for these shirts. I'm a big Top Gun fan, and I really, really love this shirt. So thank you very much. Stick around, y'all. We have a great show going on. Thank you, Rock. Thank you, Producer Riley, for having me here today. It is a pleasure to be a part of this team, and thank you for our guests for being here with us tonight.
Oye, parecía un speech de the Academy Awards.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You forgot to thank God and Jesus.
They only sent you a shirt, bro.
All right. We got Producer Riley. What's going on, baby? You're looking beautiful.
What's up? Oh, thank you. I've been very busy all day today, so I had to kind of put myself together to come to the show. So thank you guys.
It doesn't take much to put yourself together, baby.
Thank you all
you.
for hanging out with us tonight on the chat. And like Jack said, please comment, like, share, and subscribe.
Yeah.
And before I move on, I do want to send a special congratulations to one of our really good fans. Her name is Marlissa Flores. She's from Far Texas. She's Mario's daughter.
Man, that trophy's almost as tall as her.
It's almost as tall as her. And let me show you what that.
Arriba el trophy,
yeah, let me show you what that trophy was for actually. This was her pedal car, and she won first place pedal, and then best of show pedal car. And because of that, she's qualified, or she was able to qualify for the Las Vegas Super Show. So this happened.
Wow.
Yeah, this happened this weekend.
Mario, if you need any, support and you need some pitch-in, para diesel, gas, lo que sea, carnal, PVT, we're going to donate some money for you, all right?
Yes,
so we
absolutely.
can get to Las
they
Vegas,
have our logo on their trailers, so we support them 110%.
That is
so
awesome.
anything that you all need, we are here for you all. Let me show one more picture.
Guacha.
It is
¿Cómo la ves, papi?
awesome.
Nice.
It is really, really nice. So once again, Marlissa Flores, congratulations.
I like the pictures they put on Instagram, it's like up from one tire, and you know how the hydraulics. And they're real creative with those, man. Those are awesome, and that's like family stuff. He's doing stuff with his daughter.
That's amazing. It's beautiful.
It's quality time, man. We appreciate you, ladies and gentlemen. We got ROCKNRUDY here with us. What's going on, ROCKNRUDY?
Hey, what's going on, Rock and Roll James? Thank you very much for having us once again. Of course, I'm ROCKNRUDY. How y'all doing?
El ROCKNRUDY vino en las Daisy Dukes, baby. A ver, párate un poquito ahí, ROCKNRUDY. Párate para que te watchen las Daisy Dukes, carna chinga. Mira nomás. Mira, a ver.
No se mira.
No se ve.
Pon el pie arriba de la.
Súbete a la silla.
You see, that's why I love coming over here to be hanging around Rock and Roll James, because he knows how to pick on you real good. And I knew it was coming. I knew it.
Rudy, I pick on myself, bro.
I know.
What I mean?
Hey,
everybody's.
I want you to know something. Scarlet Rose says, you're going back and you're going into the danger zone, right?
Yeah. No, pero hay un vato que se llama Stevie D, Steve Domínguez, ya de Austin, y dice, hey, Rock, but being on your show is a liability, carnal. Que la chingada. Como si anda, hey, no te voy a sacar nada, carnal, nos matamos mosqueando, carnal. Y estamos hablando aquí con un amigo mío que the first time I ever met this guy, ladies and gentlemen, I was remember all those videos that I do, I'm interviewing Selena and all that stuff?
Yeah.
Estaba haciendo puro tejano, and we were filming in a corner over there in San Antonio. Must have been 92, dude, or something like that. Y se para una van y se baja un vato con un pinche mallet con madre, vato. Un pinche mallet poca madre.
Joe Lopez, I respect mullets.
That was the first time I ever met this guy that's in the show, and I'm real happy that he showed up and he came down to check us out and hang out with us. Bobby Macias, bro. How's it going, Bobby?
Hola. Bobby Macias, por si acaso no sabía.
up, bro?
That's the logo right there.
Muchas gracias por pasar por las puertas de PBT, carnal.
Gracias por haberme invitado. Gracias por haberlos invitado. Thank you for having me.
Well, dude, you're part of the culture here in the Rio Grande Valley, even though you're from Laredo, you know, and there's a lot of transplants de Laredo aquí, ¿verdad?
Yes.
And pues I remember meeting you over there, and you came up and you introduced yourself to me that you were part of Z93, I think, back then. And I think it was a Tejano Awards time. You know, we're out there just filming out in the back because we're having parties at all the bars and all that with the Tejanos.
Yes.
And it was day and night. No, era 24 hours el pedo, ¿entiendes? Estamos en la esquina y se paró. What kind of van was that, bro? That's an awesome van you had, bro.
It was, I'm thinking, honestly, it's una van from a radio station de aquí del Valle, se llamaba The Frog.
Pero no decía nada de radio. It was like your own personal van.
Ya para entonces ya estaba already decked out, pintada, dark colored, like pink.
Sí. I don't know. It looked pretty cool to me, man. I thought about it, a picture of that, bro.
Yeah, but going to that day. Yeah, I remember stopping. I really can't remember a lot of stuff, but
Estamos iguales, carnal. Bits and pieces.
I remember stopping and I saw Rock and Roll James. I was like, let me get off.
Bien mechudo, greña larga y la chica feo, diente quebrado y la chingada en cámara.
And of course, I wanted to me bajé because I wanted to be part of the show. Like I was trying to find a way of how to, get out there.
Yeah, and I think we incorporate you?
Yes,
We did a clip with you. Yeah.
You went ahead and put me to introduce a song or something.
Dude. Yeah, see, yo, bro, I've always been like that, man. But man, I met you. You were in Laredo back then, and you're originally from Laredo, born and raised, right?
Yes.
And what year were you born over there, bro?
73.
73, so ya le pegaste a los 50. Vas a pegarle a los 50.
Voy a pegarle a los 49.
Wow, man.
In 2 days, Rudy?
2 days.
So it's tu birthday month. Wow, we got
it's our birthday week.
So
if we would have known, te hubiera mostrado pastel y la chingada, carnal.
So Rock and Rudy got this thing about Iris Hinojosa. It's her birthday, and then it's my birthday, and then it's Rudy's birthday. So yeah.
Yeah, when we're doing the KIWW, it was the trifecta week. Because the primero era Iris the Virus on the 15th, and luego Bobby Macias, si al caso no sabías, on the 16th, and then Rock and Rudy on the 17th.
Y Iris tuvo que tener su birthday en payday, ¿verdad, carnal? 15. Payday, carnal, el 15, carnal.
You're right.
Yeah, ¿verdad? Wow, man, that's awesome. Oye, y cuando estabas allá en Laredo, ¿a cuál escuela fuiste? United or Alex? ¿Cuáles son? Son como 3 escuelas que tienen allá, ¿verdad?
If you're talking about my high school, fui a Cigarroa.
Laredo Cigarroa.
Cigarroa High School.
Hay Cigarroa, hay Laredo United.
Hay United South, hay United North. Martin High School.
Laredo Martin.
Nixon.
Laredo Nixon.
Mis padres, they graduated from Martin High School. Nixon. I guess that's it.
Son unas cuantas.
The main ones, Cigarroa, sí. Nixon, Martin, United, and it had a United South and a United North.
Cuando estabas en la escuela de chavalo, ¿cómo era un rascal o cómo eras tú en la escuela, bro? I mean, que te metiste a hacer DJ. I mean, you have to be kind of out there.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Everything started with breakdancing.
Órale.
Yeah, breakdancing. So breakdancing got me into the curiosity of scratching, el tocadisco, rayando el disco.
Well, in 83 you were 10 years old, right? And then you were about 15 in 86. So estaba pegando el breaking back then, boogaloo y todo eso, ¿no?
Exactly on 83. I was a 6th grader. 83. I was a break dancer 83. And from there I got the turntables, and from there todo comenzó.
¿Y qué te dio? What influenced you to get into dancing, man? You just liked it? It was in your blood or what, man?
I want to say, you know how back then we didn't have internet and stuff, so ya para cuando venía algo de New York or, de aquellas partes donde nació, like breakdancing and stuff.
We were always the last ones to get it.
Yes, like, once we would see the Breaking or Beat Street, all those movies, De ahí me comencé a agarrar.
Y habían crews allá en Laredo, porque aquí en el Valle habían crews.
Yes.
There were the electronic toys. Eran como 10, 15 cabrones y estaban besados para bailar, bro.
Truly, I want to say that the Valley y Laredo estamos en el mismo pace. Estamos en el mismo tiempo.
Órale.
Yeah, so, y te digo, because when I would come over, you know, después de los años I would come over when I was in lowriding, I would come over to the Valley, and like we were always on the same, you know, if they were lowriding, you know, if they were lowriding, we were lowriding. If we were breakdancing back in the days, también en el Valle, aquí, you know, había breakers and stuff.
Yeah.
So, I guess it's because we're 2 hours and a half, you know, away from here.
We're not too far from each other, y pues somos border towns también, y tenemos la cultura de México aquí también y todo eso, ¿verdad? En Laredo yo creo que está un poco más fuerte la cultura mexicana, porque pues nomás cruzas el bridge.
Honestamente, sí.
Es como Brownsville y Matamoros. Ustedes son aquí en McAllen y Edinburgh, pues nos falta como unos 10 minutos, 20 minutos para llegar al puente, ¿entiendes? Pero allá en Laredo, pues está pegado Nuevo Laredo. Would you go to Nuevo Laredo?
Actually, yes. En Nuevo Laredo, más dicho, el barrio Santo Niño de donde yo soy.
Ajá.
Ahí se puede ver el río Bravo.
Sí.
Te vas a la orilla del final, ahí del barrio mío, y se ve el río Bravo.
Pues yo me recuerdo que yo me quedaba cuando iba a hacer el boxing allá. I would do boxing, ring announcing, and pues llegaba ahí, me quedaba en un hotel que estaba enseguida de un mall, y ahí estaba el río, y estaba, ahí estaba el train track, y se ve Nuevo Laredo ahí de volada, bro. El Hilton, papá.
Sí.
Usted me quedaba por un Hilton, yo, carnal.
El famoso Hilton, sí.
Y me daban un pinche cuarto bruto y nomás dormía ahí como 30 minutos. Porque me juntaba con Pira Studio, bro.
Hey, shout out to Pira Studio. Saludos,
papi. El Pete no quiere venir a mi show, carnal. Yo no sé por qué.
Y somos del mismo barrio.
Sí,
Pira Studio y yo somos del mismo barrio.
Yeah.
I'll tell you a story of Pira Studio. Yo le hacía los mixes a Pira Studio y a su hermano cuando ellos andaban solos, tecladistas y keyboards con acompañamiento. Y ellos cantaban. Ellos cantaban, Pira Studio y el hermano. And I would do the mixes for their intermissions. Cuando llegaba el intermission, they would put one of the Bobby Macias mixes.
Fíjate.
So, ¿qué puedo decir? En el futuro, I want to say that Pira Studio, you know, and Selena actually met. They met there in Laredo. And I'm happy to say that El Bobby Macias was making mixes for Pira Studio now with Selena and stuff.
Isn't that crazy, bro? When you think back at shit like that, bro.
Yeah.
It's like I see stuff that, you know, I was a part of, and I see, you know, you were a part of that whole era, and, you know, it's just something that, man, I can't be replicated, bro. It won't be replicated. It's just one of those things that era of Tejano that we were both a part of, you know, in the 90s and late 80s and early 90s and mid 90s. It's something that'll never be replicated. And we're really blessed to be part of that era, bro. Neta.
I've been doing radio since 89.
Yo 88, estamos casi igual, carnal.
And was an intern in 83. So,
de 10 años, papá.
De los 10, 11 años ya andaba en radio ya.
Y de ahí, pues ahí en Laredo, they have that radio station, Z90, Carney Guerra. Era el dueño de toda era el radio kingpin de Laredo.
Still is. Oh, yeah, still is.
Y las chavalas de él, ¿verdad? ¿Cómo se llaman las hijas de él?
Miss Belinda Guerra.
Belinda. Saludos, Belinda.
Elaine Guerra and Cindy.
Yeah.
Guerra, Cindy used to... She used to handle tenían un salón in Corpus Christi.
Yeah.
And Elaine runs Casablanca in Laredo.
Yeah.
They still have Casablanca.
Casablanca is a historic venue, dude.
De ahí
Tone de la Rosa, todos los pesados, bro, pasaron por ahí.
I do want to say that Carney went ahead and Mr. Carney Guerra, actually he bought the radio station porque tenía problema de que los disc jockeys pusiera sus comerciales o X cosa. So he went ahead and bought the radio station so he can promote his own, you know, events and stuff. And it really worked out for him.
Well, I mean, he had the radio station, he had the venue. I mean, bro, he had it locked in, bro, right?
And not too many radio stations. And what can I say? Z93 was the number one station out there.
It was the best. And yes. How did you get hooked up to that? Was you were in your teens when you started getting into, because it was Tejano, and when you were a kid you were in a popping, so obviously you were in a rap and R&B and stuff like that.
Never.
So how did you blend into the Tejano era, bro?
The only reason why I was doing Tejano radio, la única razón por que sea Tejano era porque that's en Laredo nosotros, lo dijiste al comienzo, como estamos muy cerca a la frontera, nosotros en Laredo hablamos más español que aquí, un suponer, por ejemplo, que aquí en el Valle. Sí. En el Valle, regularmente, everybody, talks a little bit more English and stuff.
Ajá, o si no dijimos a cuquear, or, o parquear.
Well, eso que ni que allá en Laredo también. El inglés y el español, we messed it up. Lo mandamos a la patada.
Pero si hablan más español, allá en Laredo es igual, carnal, probably, yeah.
Allá en Laredo hablamos más en Laredo. Now that I moved from Laredo since, 99, y ahora ya my flow, ahora sí ya puedo hablar un poquito el inglés más, más fluently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Y so, entrates ahí.
But yeah, you were asking me how did I get into Z93?
Yeah.
So I was DJing. So from breakdancing, DJing. One day I was DJing at a Jamaica, at a church Jamaica, and Mr. Peter Alvarez, the manager from Z93, went ahead and approached me and told me, hey, do you have any interest being a disc jockey? And I was like, al alba.
Wow.
So
that's awesome, bro. The feeling right there, bro, when they tell you that.
Exactly. So
yeah, dude.
He was like, have you ever thought of going into radio? I was like, yes. And he's like, well, whenever you're ready to go ahead and apply, and I'm going to hire you on the spot. So
damn.
Después de 3 meses me animé, and fui, and I got hired. So I got hired, and now I'm a 9th grader, a 10th grader in radio, and
about to become the most popular dude in high school.
So now and working on the number 1 radio station.
Can't go wrong.
With one of your buddies that con quien salites en la canción de Selena Carcacha, The Bird. You know how The Bird cuts that intro?
Yeah.
El locutor,
la Carcacha.
El locutor número 2. Les habla el pájaro. El locutor número 2. La Carcacha.
Do you know how to contact that guy? Because I want him to come in.
Of course.
He should come in.
Yes.
We should do a show with him.
He hates me. Yeah. Of course I got his number. He got my number.
¿Qué pasó?
Yeah, well, the reason why I'm in radio era porque pues de alguien back in the days, de alguien te tenías que copiar. And honestly, The Bird, he was the
one you wanted to emulate.
He was my idol, The Bird. And I just listening to The Bird a little bit too much made me now sound like The Bird. And when I got hired over at Z93, I was like, a la madre, like I'm working with my idol, The Bird.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
amazing,
what
bro.
A feeling.
And the bad feeling of it, he would go on the air and he would be like, Z93, this is not Bobby Macias. This is The Bird. Bobby Macias is just a copy machine.
Yeah.
And
well, he was actually doing you a favor by, with that, you automatically try to evolve into your own.
Oh, of course, yes.
Into your own person. So we can't be able to take that as a bad or as something gacho, because you know what? There's certain things that happen in our life that makes us evolve into the person that we become, the originality that we end up being.
Exactly. So what can I say? De primero me oye como el pájaro, because I didn't have, before I would, do a deeper voice or I wanted to sound just like The Bird, because The Bird sounded, cool.
And it sounded so good with the processors and the headphones and all that on the
everything,
mic.
yes. I would even connect my headphones like straight into the radio so I could get the real sound, the real audio.
By the time the voice and the music goes out to the public on terrestrial radio, it's gone through some processing,
Yes.
and it makes it sound so much bigger, you know.
So I was that type of jock. I didn't like to plug my headphones directly into the mixer. I would, plug it into the radio station, and I would feel the juice. Or if my microphone was sounding bad, I believe it, I would be on the call already con el
engineer.
El engineer, yo.
Muévele el botón, chica.
Muévele or something.
Make me sound like the bird, damn it.
Make me sound like the bird. Add some balls.
Yeah.
Add some balls.
That's awesome, bro. And the bird, so he'd go on and he'd say, hey.
De ahí no paraba. And one day I actually even told him, llegó la pura casualidad that yo salí a las 12 del mediodía en un fin de semana y él entró a las 12. And truly, I was waiting for that weekend. I saw the schedule and I was like, this is the first time I'm actually gonna see my idol face to face here at the radio station, and I must see what's up. So El Bird, he gets there and he's like, hola, ¿cómo estás, mi Bobby? Bienvenido y no sé qué.
Y bien pumped up y chingón, ¿no? El Bird estaba built el vato, ¿no?
Sí. And so he had a super show. Tenía las comadres. He had a lot of stuff going on his show, from sound effects to guests, comadres,
production,
a lot of, and I wanted to get, a little bit more, I wanted to sponge up more, learn more.
Hell yeah.
And I told him, Bird, is there any way I can stay and see you,
your magic.
Yeah, and
see what happens. Yeah.
And he's like, mi Bobby, discúlpame, pero no me gusta mi Bobby. Más si se pierde algo aquí, no quiero que te vayan a echar la culpa.
Oye, tú eres como él, carnal.
And I'm like, pues yo chavalón, digo, me quedé, pues, me agüité. No agüitado para llorar, ¿verdad? Pero me agüité como que
a la madre.
Okay.
Pinche hater.
So, I didn't get to see how he would do all his magic and stuff. But what can I say? He would keep on. We would have a car show, and he would get on the radio. He would get on stage, and he would, he would always be bashing me and stuff.
Wow, man. That's
I remember even before getting into working with him, he was like, we want to thank everybody for donating. I guess the car show was donating the money for somebody that had cancer and stuff. But he's like, I want to thank all the radio stations that made it possible. Thank you for doing the live broadcasting and all that stuff.
Sí.
And then he's like, así como tenemos muchas estaciones que participaron, hay una estación que no participó, y aquí tenemos a un locutor presente, Bobby Macias. Si puedes venir a decirnos aquí en el stage por qué razón no quisieron participar ustedes.
On the spot, bro.
I'm like, what? Did he just really say that? Too cool that the Bird was actually doing jokes right before he made that comment and stuff. Estaba diciendo que something about poniendo la suegra atrás de la troca lowrider con hydraulics on the bed, and you know how he would treat. Dice, ¿cómo me gustaría poner a mi suegra o a la abuelita atrás en la caja? He was just throwing jokes out there. And then he brings up the Bobby Macias part. And when he brings that up, people started laughing too. So I guess a lot of them didn't catch it, or maybe thought that.
Yeah, it was an inside joke.
Yeah,
for him.
Inside joke. But for a second I thought everybody was like looking at me. Me dice chiquitito.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
Because he caught you off guard.
Totally caught me off guard.
So there was some friction there, I guess. And did it ever cool off? Did you all ever become friends afterwards, or
Never. To this day, I even get invited to do a reunion of los locutores and stuff.
Yeah.
And I'll go ahead and say on the radio what he did. What he did to me and stuff, you know. I still.
Is he still in radio? I haven't heard from him. The only time that I ever met Bird, and I think I ran into him twice. I met him twice. One of them was like a softball game in San Antonio, and then one time I was in Laredo and we were doing it was a Tejano thing that we did, and Roel Martinez was performing at the Civic Center and stuff, and it was supposed to be outdoors. It rained, so we went indoors, and afterwards, but I'd like to go check out the nightlife, right? And it must have been 93, 90 something like that, 94. Caricacho was already out, and so I went to this place. It was like a motel with a bar, a club in it.
Crystal Palace,
and Roel Martinez was a performer there.
Yes.
And I'm standing there, and then I hear my name out. Oh, saludo para rock and roll James. I'm like, what the hell? Like, and it was the Bird, and I went and I met him there for the first time, but I never really hung out with him. I never really got to know him on a personal level.
Yeah.
But I didn't know he was that rude with you, man. I mean, that's pretty crazy, bro.
Radio back then, it
was competitive, right?
Radio competitive.
Some people felt a little bit, threatened by other talent. And you know what, Bob? You've got talent, bro. I mean, that's and some jocks can. I'm the type that, hey man, if you got talent, come on in, let's make this bigger. You know what I mean? Yes. And I'm the type to give away my experience and give you. Porque una vez que empecé en el radio, bro, it was the first weekend and I had a call in, man, and I messed up. And there was a program director that called me on the phone and just bitched me out, bro. I mean, called me the name, every name in the book. And he was an asshole, dude, big time, right? And I was like, I hung up and I was shocked, dude. I just started. Nobody had taught me how to fucking hit the buttons to get this call in out or anything. They just threw me on there, expecting that I knew it. And so another guy named Brother John called me. Afterwards, he was doing the call in. So he said, Mira, Rock, le pegas aquí, dale pa acá. And I did it. And boom, we learned it. I did it. And I learned that day that I'll never, ever be like that fucker that called me the first time. You know, I said that from now on, I'm going to be, that's the way not to be. You got to have some sort of social skills and be helpful to people that are just starting out, And, but, in radio, it was like that. It was
real,
like that, man.
Real.
Era bien cutthroat, Mario.
Yeah, man.
I want to say, still, maybe with our nosotros los locutores de los 90s todavía tenemos eso en la sangre, like
I don't know, man, because age does a lot to you. You've been there, you've done that, and it's like I mean,
I'm gonna tell you the truth, Rock. The reason why I didn't, ya me habías invitado una vez, and then I went ahead and canceled on you, right? And the reason why I canceled you is because AC Cruz told me to cancel on you.
Yeah.
So, for how shocking it might sound, él me dijo, you know what? Cancélale al Rock and Roll James, and you're gonna do the podcast conmigo primero porque yo te pregunté primero.
Todo celoso.
Did you do it with me?
For the people,
saquen el popcorn.
And for the people that don't know, AC Cruz was my KIWW.
We have a picture, babe.
He was my program director. He was my boss.
Put that group picture. There's a group picture. We have a picture so people can see who AC Cruz is in case they don't know who he is.
Is it this one?
Yeah. It's that one right there.
Now, you see?
Now,
that's me in the bottom.
Yeah,
that's Vicious on the side.
Vicious, a great guy and an amazing talent, Vicious.
De los viciosos.
And then Ray, I think is the guy on the left. Ray Pedraza. And then on the right, you have
El Muñeco.
El Muñeco and Rock'n Rudy. And the guy in the middle is AC Cruz.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, because somebody, there's this jock that AC requested her, right?
Yes.
And he started like, he said that I hated him and stuff. I'm like, what? I mean, I have no beef to nobody. I don't even know. And I'm real happy that he's got his podcast, and I'm happy, and I'm willing to even put the name of his podcast so everybody that doesn't know about his podcast, there's enough for everybody, bro.
It's right, cool. It is.
I mean, tenemos un pinche mundo, carnal, de gente, carnal, ¿entiendes la onda?
AC Cruz, you see, rock and roll.
I had already invited AC Cruz on the show. He said no. He said, I can. And he said, if I do your show, I need a copy of it. I need to edit it myself. You see, and I need to put it out.
There's tension. There's beef todavía.
It's tension on his side because I could care less, bro. You know what I mean? I don't,
It's because I guess maybe, I don't know, back then you guys were working for competitor stations, or I don't know.
Well,
I was in Laredo back in the days.
It's like, it might be like Bird with you, Bird was, threatened by you, because you're doing something that he's doing, or that you got into a business that he was in, and some of these guys don't like the limelight to get off of them or something for some reason. Hey, man, just work harder. That's who I am. That's Raymond Horta, man. Raymond Horta, I mean, he joined the radio station, and I was in rehab, and he was doing the morning show with Bonnie and Mondo, and then I came back from rehab, and I was doing the afternoons, and my ratings were freaking stellar, so the boss said, I want you in the afternoons, in the mornings, and I said, okay, who do you want? Do you want Mondo? I go, well, Mondo's going to do afternoons. Do you want Bonnie? Well, we've done a show already. You want Raymond Horta? And Raymond had a lot of different voices. He had an old man, he had an Indian dude that did weather. He had different voices.
Okay.
So when I would listen to them, I would hear all the voices, but there wasn't enough to connect to one of them. You know what I mean? So I told the boss, you know what? I want Raymond Horta, but I don't want Raymond. I want the old man. I want Plutarco. I want that guy. Because when I listen to all his voices, that's the one I connect with. Porque es raza y es viejito y le vale madre y dice todo lo que le da la chingada gana. ¿Entiende la onda? I can do something with that. So then the boss says, Raymond, come on in. He goes, Rock says he wants you on the show, but he just wants the old man. And Raymond said, we vato, I want to be. And I said, hey, Raymond, let's establish the old man, and then we'll bring you in, like if you're his grandson and shit like that. So, because I wanted to establish the old man, right? And then if it was me, Raymond, I wanted to focus on the old man. So we did. The old man Plutarco became one of the biggest, one of the funnest characters. Yeah. And then Raymond came in slowly, and it got to the point where Raymond was talking as himself and talking as the old man, and he would go back and forth, dude. He mastered that shit. Nice. So then later on, he says, man, Rock, I didn't realize what you were thinking when you were doing that, And I'm like, I'm setting it up. I'm putting it together. I get a vision just like this show, dude. We started with one phone and two freaking mics, right, babe? And look at how, that's the way I work, So Raymond learned a lot of our Valley Clicaism and La Clica and all that stuff. And he incorporates it into his comedy routine. So I tell Puro Pore, like, el que se agüita se encuera. Puro Pore used to say that. So we had slogans that we would use, and he took them and he used them on the show.
Yes.
And I told Puro Pore, when Raymond has a theater up in San Antonio packed to the gills, and he's making them laugh and killing it, bro, we're on stage with him, man. Mm-hmm. Yeah. We're on stage with him. That's the way. We're not on there physically, but he took a part of us and he's doing something with it, and he's taking it to the next fucking level.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah. I love seeing that shit, bro. And there's some guys that are in the business that don't. They want to be, they think that the people are going to, finish.
They don't want to share the wealth.
And there's chingos, man. So then AC called you and told you cancel on him, and you canceled on me, bro.
And I did. I did. Honestly, I did. I went ahead and said something about, Rock, I'm not going to be able to do it because I thought this was a Zoom show, not a live show. And then you're like, no, Bob, this is live because we got a studio, and you told me what you told me and stuff. But
did you do AC's show or no?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I went ahead and did AC's podcast, and I called him up and I said, "Yo, ya le cancelé a Rock and Roll.
Well, you saved the best for last, bro.
Yay!
So it's good. What the hell can I say?
So he was happy. He was happy, and
Tan tan tan.
and tan tan. That's it. And then
And then what? And then what?
I told.
What's the big deal? You did the show.
We're here.
We're here. What's the big deal, bro? I mean, you're doing our show. We're having fun here. You know what I mean?
What can I say? We're the old school disc jockeys. We're still. Por eso te digo que todavía tenemos esa mentalidad de el guerrilla tactic.
Well, tenemos unos tienen, no muchos. I mean, like I said, I wanted you here because
I was like when we were sorry que te haya interrumpido.
No, dale.
When we were in radio world, it was all about ratings. Like don't bring ratings, you will get fired.
Yeah.
I was never one of those vatos that didn't get low ratings and stuff. Gracias a Dios.
you're consistent and you were creative.
Yes, gracias a Dios. Y pues bueno, ¿qué te diré? Todavía nosotros los locutores de los tiempos pasados, como todavía hasta ahorita este tiempo no ha dado ninguna de mis tácticas en cómo hago producción. A lot of people don't, for those, there's a lot of people that do know that I do voiceovers, I do production, I do image. For radio stations and TV stations.
I've heard them. Univision, you do all your voice, yeah?
Yeah, like the voice for Desde el Valle del Río Grande, este es Univision 48, all that stuff.
Yeah, I recognize the voice every time I hear it.
Los deportes traído ustedes por
Yeah, dude.
Hey, can you do like a movie?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure
Like a movie trailer?
Yeah.
No. The movies is the line.
Tienes que hablar como the bird para hacer eso.
The phrase is in a world. There were cuatro mojados. I guess.
That's pretty accurate.
Y cruzaron el río. Y se hicieron millonarios.
Hasta que un día.
Jax, we got Jax, man. Do we have anybody on the chat zone saying anything? Or, I mean, we just, we let out some really cool shit right now, man.
We got lost there, huh?
Man, they were really enjoying the chisme right now, man. They were putting a bunch of popcorn emojis and stuff because they're really going on a viaje. And I want to give them a shout out because I did ask them where they're watching from. So and they have shout outs and comments. So here we go. First off, we got Marty Boy says, hello from Springtown, Texas. Hello, Marty Boy. Pique Guadarrama says, here again from Prison City, Huntsville, Texas. And no, I'm not in prison.
That's because the last time we said, ojalá que no te encerrado, we have a captive audience.
Simón, pensamos que estaba guachando de adentro. Pero anyways, tenemos a Matty Yahoo, Las Vegas in the house, okay? Yahoo. Shout out to Las Vegas. We got Lupe Navarro says, hello from Dilley, Texas. Garza 936 says, hello from Dayton, Texas. Hello from Dayton. Orlando Delgado is watching us from Mission. Hello, Orlando. Efren Hernandez watching from Austin, Texas. Noe Garza says, Puro Far, Texas.
Farolitos.
Mike Cantú says Raymondville, Texas. Saludos. Dice Noe Garza. Salúdame, Jack. Saludos, mi Noe. Aquí estamos. Saludos. Tenemos a Mike Cantú que dice Betty Jean Trucking y todos los troqueros de 956. Señor Rudo says let him pop and lock. So he wanted you to pop and lock. Mira. Dale. We give our fans what they want. We never stop for our fans. Míralo.
That was a good one, though. That was a good one.
Hell yeah. Oh, yeah. The heartbeat,
There you go.
There you go, Señor Rudo. We give you what you want.
Fucking awesome, man.
We got Puro Mix Masters, baby. Puro Mix Masters.
Oh, man.
That was some good shit right there.
Hell yeah, dude. That's classic, bro.
Saludos, Zeke Delgado. It says Zeke and Sissy Delgado. Saludos. Isaac Caballero from Robstown. René Treviño says he wants a shout out to Coachella, California, baby, to the Treviño family. We're watching from California. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Yeah.
We got Mix Masters Infinite says saludos a mi carnal Bobby.
Saludos.
Es todo, carnalito.
Okay, and then we got some questions here. We have time for questions?
Sí, dale unas dos night por ahí.
Ya
Okay,
está,
we've
ya
got
está.
some, ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere because we got some pictures of these guys back in the day, and you're gonna love them. They're fucking awesome.
They're classic.
All right, so we have, we got one more shout out. Familia Sanchez, saludos de Cuernavaca, Morelos. They say they miss the valley. And if you don't know, Cuernavaca is way over there by Mexico City. I am deep in Mexico. They're watching over there right now.
So taquitos allá, ¿no?
Oh, no, they have the best. They have really good taquitos over there, actually. They call them quesadillas.
Órale.
Okay, so we have a question here. It's from Bobby Hernandez. It says, what was the biggest challenge transition to DJing Jamaica to the DJ world? Why did he say Jamaica? I don't know why he said that. That's the question. I mean,
okay, say that again.
He said Bobby Hernandez said, what was the biggest challenge to transition from DJing
Jamaicas?
Yeah,
because
okay. I was like in Jamaica. I was like, no mames.
Hey, I was like, is that Jamaican me crazy, way?
Hey, Dad, I'm sorry, pero es que ando bien Jamaican ahorita.
Es que Bobby dijo que he was DJing at a Jamaica, and I came and asked him to get on the radio.
Yeah. So that's the question. Guys, please, spelling, guys. So really helps me.
So how was it DJing at a Jamaica, Bobby?
So Bob Marley.
And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, a Jamaica is like they used to call them fiestas patrias too or stuff like that, right? But they're celebrations that churches have with little vendors and stuff, and all the money's donated for the church.
Yes.
So that's what you were doing.
Right?
Yeah. Festivals, church festival. That's what it is.
Actually, I was on the microphone doing the bingo numbers and stuff. Vengan a agarrar, you know, I would get the mic to announce the bingo, you know, bajo la B, you know, this, that, or come and buy your tickets for, you know, whatever rifas lo que tuviera ahí la Jamaica.
Yeah.
But
he's asking how hard was it to transition?
The challenge, I guess
well, the only challenge was having to deal with Bird, right?
I was about to say there was really not a challenge for me, only because truly yo me metía en entrenamiento en la casa, and I would practice like if I was on the air.
Yeah,
I would you know, put the radio station on, and whenever the end of the song would end, I would go in and pretend I was, you know, a disc jockey, but disc jockey was, you know, a vato that sounded like the Bird, you know.
Yeah.
So when I got into radio, truly, they went ahead and put me from 12 midnight to 6 with the disc jockey de la medianoche. Me entrenó de la 12 medianoche a 6 de la mañana, y de las 6 de la mañana comencé yo. That was, so if there was a challenge, it was that 6 o'clock training.
Getting up in the morning.
Before, like 6 o'clock training, before I would do my first radio show.
Yeah.
And
what happened, Ed? You ended up in the Rio Grande Valley in '99, man. Did they offer you? Was it an offer that they came from here? Or?
Yes.
Okay.
So
and they brought you out of Laredo, bro, down here, bro. That's crazy.
I was at Z93, and then I moved over to 106.1 in Laredo. Then 106.1 went ahead and did a crazy programming. Programación de música, era música internacional in the mix with hip hop. Somehow in the ratings and in Laredo, we went ahead and came out to be the #1 station in the nation. And back then I didn't even know what are we #1? Like we're sounding better than Howard Stern, or like no la pescaba. But what then bosses said, no, what they're trying to say on the ratings is that a big percentage of Nuevo Laredo, which is across, you know, Cruzal del Rio, and Laredo, Texas, a big 90% of the audience in Laredo are listening to this one station, and it was 106.1.
And what was the programming? Was it Tejano also, or
it was
norteño?
Música internacional.
Okay.
Pura música como Luis Miguel,
sí.
a Proyecto 1, nothing but
como 96.1 ahorita, que es Recuerdos.
Algo así.
Órale.
Pero puro dance, nada romántico. And then we would mix it in with hip hop. Una programación bien ridícula que uno ha de pensar, pero
era como decían, una capirotada de música.
Somehow in Laredo they were digging it, so we came out on Arbitron ratings, #1 station
and then
in the nation.
That picked up the attention of somebody down here.
I started getting calls from radio stations, and one of them was Mr. Joe Morales. Mr.
¿Qué pasó, Quirito?
¿Qué pasó, mi papi? So Joe Morales, I was by then I was already Mr. Morales' producer. Él hacía la voz, and I would add the lasers, the blast, all the bells and whistles.
By the way, ladies and gentlemen, Joe Morales was the official voice of the Tejano Music Awards in the 90s in its heyday. He was the one that did all the voice, man. He's a big voice guy back then, ¿verdad?
The KXTN voiceover.
Tejano 107 FM.
KXTN, Tejano 107.5 FM.
La voz esota que tenía el vato, ¿no, bro?
Moral todavía. ¿Qué pasó, mi Bobby? Have you been, Bobby?
Hey.
Todavía.
You sound like him too, bro.
Bobby, one time, I will tell you the true story. Bobby called me one time when I first moved over to KIWW. I estaba Mr. Moreno también. And Bobby was saying, hey, ponte cuidado, carnal, because Mr. Morales is real upset right now. Yo sé que el otro, ¿verdad? And I go, what? Yeah. And then all of a sudden, I got a phone call on the hotline, right? And I pick it up and I go, hello, mi Rudy, ¿cómo estás, mi Rudy? Y era un pinche Bobby acá jugando jokes with me.
He was giving you a crank, like a crank call or what?
Yeah. Well, he was doing it too because I had just exchanged from Q94.5 to KIWW, and I was sounding too gringo-ish. Yeah, Bobby, you sound too gringo-ish. You need to sound a little bit more down to earth. But he would call me and joke around with me like that to break the tension, just so I can relax.
Well, you see, that's cool. Bobby was giving you some, creative,
all the time. He always
constructive criticism and stuff like that. That's what we're supposed to do with each other. Help each other out to make the whole station sound better.
Yeah, Bobby always gave me a piece of advice here and there y todo eso, and I would, when my jefita was alive, that she was real ill, everything like that, before she left me, I would go to San Antonio and come back, and at that time, I was already divorced, and child support was hitting me real hard, and one day, I had gotten my paycheck, and I showed it to Bobby. I go, look, man, this is how much I get paid, and my paycheck was zero, because child support took all my money, right?
Damn.
Bobby dice, hey, ¿sabes qué, bro? Here, he pulled out some money. He gave me some money. And I go, y'all need no money. You're good. He goes, no, I'm here for your trip to San Antonio to go see your jefita or whatever like that. But he's got a big heart.
Pues así somos, carnal. O sea, es que llamamos uno al otro, carnal.
Todo el tiempo. Y Bobby, pues, I mean, what can I say, man? This vato's, I love this vato, man. We've known each other for a long ass time. And pues, como dice, puro mixed masters,
Oye, Bobby, ¿y quién te habló? Joe Morales.
So me habla Joe Morales. And he's like, Bobby, go ahead and record a full hour of your programming there at 106.1. I want to see what you guys are doing. If record your show, send it over. We're gonna go ahead and try it out in San Francisco. And if it does good on we're gonna go ahead and put it before they would. I don't know if I'm pretty sure you got to see this. They would get people into a room, and then they would give them like a dial, and then they would judge, if they would like what they were listening to.
Yeah, they were like
not.
Research. They put people in a freaking theater, or in an auditorium.
Yes.
And I forget, focus groups. They were called focus groups back then.
So they went ahead and played my air check in San Francisco, and Joe Morales said that if the rating came out to be at the very end of the research, I was gonna be the PD out there in San Francisco. So I was like, I'm all Cali, I'm San Francisco. Let's do this. So he calls back. Research, it came back. It wasn't the international mixing with hip hop. No le gustó a San Francisco. So, but de ahí me dijo, right now I'm a radio consultant and I'm a voiceover guy. But when I get my first radio station, I'm going to go ahead and bring you in with me. And believe it or not, in 99 or I want to say like in 97, they called Joe Morales to go ahead and be the Rewind. 99, they called him up to be the general manager for KIWW, Puro Tejano 96.1.
I'd been fired in 98. And when I was there in 98, it was a guy named, Oh man, Miko was the program director, and there was another guy that was general manager from Chicago that just didn't know anything about the Valley, bro. You know what I mean? And, or Tejano, you know, because Chicago era otro pedo, bro. ¿Entiendes? So then after they got rid of my ass for being a rascal, dude.
So I get so you were there on 98. I was there on 99.
Yeah.
I guess I was replacing maybe
you were replacing me, dude. Because I was doing mornings, but I was just like I couldn't work with the management or the program director. And I kind of felt that Miko wanted my morning show because he was a morning guy at KXTN, you know.
Yeah,
so
he was go-kart Carlos.
Yeah, and
for Johnny Ramirez.
Yeah, and so we would do an air check, and he said, "I need you to do an air check every day." And then I'd go in, and he said, "Okay, you said the weather too much."
Yeah,
you said the weather too much, and you need to say the time more. And then the next day it says, "No, well, you didn't say the weather enough, and you need to say the time more." You know what I mean? Or you didn't say the time enough, or you know. So it was just like he was nitpicking until I said, "You know what? I'm the fuck out of here, bro. You know, take it easy. You can have it, dude." And I left. I mean, I got fired. You know, I got fired. I made myself get fired. I committed the suicide for that shit. You know what I'm saying?
You took one for the team.
And then I was out, and you ended up
with Miko too.
With Miko, right?
Yeah, Miko went ahead.
And Miko didn't last too long there after that, right? I mean, he was gone after a while.
Miko gave me all the honestly, I gotta give credit to Mr. Miko. He gave me all the radio formatics because down in Laredo no sabíamos nada de radio. O sea, nomás los copiábamos como talentos de ustedes. I would see your show when you guys had the Bud Lights Puro Tejano show and stuff. By then I was already sponging up talents out there. So that being said,
you started. You went in '99 to KIWW. It was still Tejano. Because then it ended up turning. It changed.
Yeah, because Miko brought me in and he's like, "Okay, listen to this is we have a brand new station. Que pasa 99.5, your número uno for Tejano." It even sounded so sweet. I was like, "Damn, sounds nice." And it was Johnny O, and it was Bonnie Hernandez, and on
which station was that?
99.5.
Oh, yeah.
¿Qué pasa?
Your número 99.5.
Because AC Cruz ended up at 96.12. Was he there after you or before you?
I was actually AC Cruz replaced me because they brought me to go against Johnny O in the mornings. So
and you had the morning zoo or something like that.
So I had the morning zoo, and that's when Miko would put me to listen to Johnny and Bonnie, and he would be, "You think you can beat them?" And I was like, "Of course, hell yeah, I can beat them." And the morning zoo say so. I had my morning partner, que en paz descanse, Lily Lopez. We had the morning zoo.
Did you have rules there, bro? We have a picture of him with Lily too, man.
Definitely rules. A lot of
and that's the thing. You were going up against Johnny O.
Is it this one?
Yeah, it's that one. That's Lily.
That's it. So my beautiful Lily and I, we were rocking the airwaves. And we were going against Johnny and Bonnie.
With no rules over there. I mean, they were able to do whatever
we were strictly like soldados doing radio formatics,
And there was a moment that...
cracking open the mic with the call letters, closing the mic with the call letters.
Formatics, dude. That's what it is.
And branding everything, KIWW t-shirt, KIWW CD, KIWW car, whatever.